Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News, an Indian perspective on All India Radio. This is Renuka bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines. Quad member nations call for a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific region. Prime Minister of India stresses on responsible use of artificial intelligence and prevent its weaponization by non-state actors. Afghanistan hails India's role in establishing lasting peace in the region. Syrian president alleges Turkey is deploying militants from Syria to instigate clashes in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict zone. Kyrgyz Election Commission declares the results of October 4 parliamentary elections void amid violent protests. And in tennis, third seed Elena Svitolina crashes out of the French Open. The foreign ministers of the Quad member countries India, United States, Japan and Australia are meeting in Tokyo. On day one, the focus was on issues like connectivity and infrastructure development, counter-terrorism, cyber and maritime security, among others. In his address, External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Jaishankar said the four Quad members are vibrant and pluralistic democracies with shared values. He underlined the importance of maintaining a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific for the Quad member nations.
As vibrant and pluralistic democracies with shared values, our nations have affirmed collectively the importance of maintaining a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. We remain committed to upholding the rules-based international order underpinned by the rule of law, transparency, freedom of navigation in international seas, and respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty and peaceful resolution of disputes. Our objective remains advancing the security and the economic interests of all countries having legitimate and vital interests in the region. It is a matter of satisfaction that the Indo-Pacific concept has gained increasingly wider acceptance.
Dr. Jaishankar also met U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo today. He expressed pleasure at the progress of Indo-US partnership in many fields and said both the countries will work together for stability and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific region. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi has called for a responsible use of artificial intelligence and protecting the world against weaponization of AI by non-state actors. He was addressing RAISE 2020, a mega summit on artificial intelligence with the theme Responsible AI for Social Empowerment.
It remains our collective responsibility to ensure trust in how AI is used. Algorithm transparency is key to establishing this trust. Equally important is accountability. We must protect the world against weaponization of AI by non-state actors.
Mr. Modi emphasized how India's digital readiness played a key role in tackling the challenge of COVID-19 pandemic situation. He laid his vision for India becoming a global hub for artificial intelligence.
In the pandemic situation, we saw how India's digital readiness was of great help. We reached out to the people with help at the earliest and in the most efficient manner. India is rapidly expanding its optical fiber network. The aim is to provide every village with high-speed internet connectivity. Now, we want India to become a global hub for AI. Many Indians are already working on this area. Our approach to this is powered by core principle of teamwork, trust, collaboration, responsibility, and inclusivity.
The chairman of the High Council for National Reconciliation in Afghanistan, Dr. Abdullah Abdullah, has hailed India's role as a strategic partner of Afghanistan and in establishing lasting peace in the region. Accompanied by a high-level delegation, he arrived in New Delhi on an official visit today. During the visit, Dr. Abdullah would meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi and External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and exchange views on the Afghan peace process. Dr. Jaishankar had participated in the opening ceremony of Afghan peace negotiations in Doha through video conferencing. India has maintained that it is committed a peace process that is Afghan-led, Afghan-owned and Afghan-controlled, and that it should protect the interests of minorities and women. This is All India Radio giving you the news. Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has accused his Turkish counterpart Recep Tayyip Erdogan of being the main instigator in the deadliest fighting between Armenian and Azeri forces for more than 25 years. He also said militants from Syria were being deployed in the conflict zone. Turkey, on the other hand, has denied involvement in the Nagorno-Karabakh clashes. It has dismissed reports that it sent mercenaries to the area. The fighting that broke out on September 27 has increased concern that a wider conflict could be triggered. Turkey has expressed solidarity with Azerbaijan, while Russia has a defense pact with Armenia. Meanwhile, Britain and Canada on Tuesday called for stopping military action in and around Nagorno-Karabakh. They have urged all parties to return to the negotiating table. India and Myanmar have agreed to work for the operationalization of the strategically important Sitwe port in the Rakhine state of Myanmar in the first quarter of 2021. The announcement came after the two-day visit of Indian Army Chief General M.M. Naravane and Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla to Myanmar. The Indian delegation also presented 3,000 vials of remdesivir to the State Councillor Aung San Suu Kyi in the fight against COVID-19. Both the sides agreed to further strengthen their partnership in defense, border security, trade, economy, cultural exchanges, power and energy. The progress of the ongoing Indian-assisted infrastructure projects such as the Trilateral Highway and the Kaladam Multimodal Transit Transport Project was also discussed. The Kyrgyz Central Election Commission on Tuesday declared the results of the parliamentary elections held on October 4 void amid violent protests. On Monday, about 2,000 supporters of parties that did not make it to the Republic's parliament in Bishkek gathered on the central Ala-2 square. They demanded that election results be cancelled and a repeat vote be held. On Tuesday, protesters broke into the White House building, which hosts the parliament and presidential office, and freed the former leader of the country, Almazbek Atmabai, from custody. Kuwait's government, chaired by Prime Minister Sabah Al-Khalid Al-Sabah, has submitted its resignation to Emir Nawaf Al-Ahmad Al-Jaber Al-Sabah in anticipation of the upcoming general elections. The current cabinet, however, would continue to perform its constitutional duties and finish arrangements for the upcoming legislative elections to be held in late November this year. Britain's Roger Penrose, Reinhard Genzel of Germany, and American Andrea Ghez have won the 2020 Nobel Prize for Physics for their discoveries about one of the most exotic phenomena in the universe, the black hole. Penrose, a professor at the University of Oxford, proved that black holes are a direct consequence of the general theory of relativity, while Genzel of the Max Planck Institute and Ghez at the University of California, Los Angeles, discovered that an invisible and extremely heavy object governs the orbits of the stars at the center of our galaxy. Now let's take a look at the coronavirus updates. According to the WHO data, the number of infected cases has crossed 35.34 million worldwide. WHO chief has said that a COVID-19 vaccine may be ready by the year end. U.S. President Donald Trump returned to the White House after being discharged from Walter Reed Medical Center. Moscow has restricted transport for students and elderly after coronavirus cases rose to its highest since 11th of May. Meanwhile, India continues to lead the global tally with over 5.6 million recoveries so far. It has achieved a recovery rate of over 84%. Moving on to sports. In French Open tennis, Argentinian Nadia Podoroska has reached the women's single semifinals. She stunned the third seed Elena Svitolina in straight sets. The Argentine became the first qualifier in Open era history to reach the women's semifinals at Roland Garros. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let us listen to Vaishnav Jan by artists from Guyana. And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.